name's Daniel, but I'm mostly called Veronica. Why? Well, I'm transgender. I go by she/him pronouns and I identify as a boy. I'm bullied a lot for my gender identity. Most of the teachers often misgender me. Most of the time they don't even know the pronouns I go by. But anyways, here's my story. I woke up and got ready for school. I walked downstairs and into the kitchen. But then I noticed something. There was a note on the table. Sorry, sweetie. I have to go to work early today. Try to cook something easy like toast so you don't burn the house down. Then I thought to myself, I'm guessing she couldn't wake up Nicole, couldn't she? Nicole's my little sister. She only likes me and our cousins. We don't know why she's like this. We figured because our dad was always absent until they got a divorce. And our mom would always be at work, so she would barely even be there. I was walking upstairs to get to her room. She was asleep, of course, and then I woke her up.
Nicole, it's time to get up.
I said to her softly. Okay. I went downstairs waiting for Nicole to get ready. Once she was ready, we went outside waiting for her bus to arrive. Since her bus is here earlier than mine, is just like 20 minutes late. Once she got on her bus, I waited for mine. Some of the people who go to my school and live in my neighborhood came a few minutes after. One of them was Karen. Karen was a girl that wasn't really well known, but everyone knew that she hated me. Most people let her bully me, while some defended me. Her and a couple of kids started to walk towards me.
Oh, look, it's a trans freak,
She said in a slightly soft tone.
Your name's fucking Karen. You shouldn't even be talking.
She looked furious. Every time someone insulted her, she would beat the living daylight out of them. Or scream and yell, if you're lucky. She started to run towards me. I knew she was gonna try and fight me, so I fought back. Stepped away from Karen's direction. Due to the amount of speed she was running, she ended up running into a tree, which left her with a big bruise on her forehead. She looked at me. There was bruises on her forehead and her nose was bleeding. And her arms were bruised and bleeding as well. She looked even more mad. She started to run towards me again. She was able to punch me in the stomach, which left me immediately falling down to the floor. I looked up at her. She had this psychotic expression, with this unnerving smile as well. I looked at her, now nervous.
How can you be that stupid? I'm much more stronger than you, and honestly way more better than you, so do the world a favor and get lost,
Karen said to me with a smirk on her face.
Saying stuff like that isn't gonna make your name any better.
I quietly insulted. She must have really good ears because apparently she heard it. She looked at me with a blank expression for a few minutes. Then she changed her expression to pure rage. She looked way more angrier than she did earlier. That was the most angry I ever saw her get. She grabbed me by the hair. I tried to kick and punch her, but it was no use. I was weak. Karen was way more stronger than me. She might as well try up for boxing because she would immediately win the match. She pushed my head into the road, leaving me with a bleeding head. She saw a tire and decided to get it. It was a few feet away from her. She kept me there by putting her foot on my back. She put down the tire right near my face. She grabbed my hair again, keeping me there, as she was rolling the tire closer and closer to my head. She kept doing it until the bus was only a few feet away, and that tire was a few inches away from my face. The bus driver stopped the bus and ran towards me. Karen escaped before he could lecture her. He held my shoulder, asking if I was okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I said weakly. Well, okay, just go to the nurse's office, he said to me.
Okay, Mr. Bossman.
I got on the bus and waited. Karen got on the bus, but the bus driver forgot to lecture her. She knew that she got away with it, so she walked past me and just gave me a smirk. I was frustrated and annoyed. But anyway, I walked to the nurse's office, got a few bandages, and went to class. First period for me was history, so I went to my history class, sat down on my desk, and then my teacher said, "Okay, class, today we are going to learn about medieval times, and most of the time in the medieval times, Christianity made a couple of laws, so back then being gay was illegal. Nowadays, in modern day, it is not illegal for gay marriage and gay etc." My teacher announced as he went to write something on the whiteboard. He went on and on about how medieval times had more gruesome punishments and more darker themes. There were several different torture methods that would lead to execution. He used one as an example, the breaking wheel. Once all my classes were over, it was time for me to go home. Once I walked out the door, I could see Karen near a tree. She decided to walk towards me. "You told them, didn't you?" Karen said in a sinister tone.
Told who?
I replied.
Shut the hell up! I know you did it, and you're going to fucking pay for it.
Karen said furiously. And then I realized something. I never told the teachers about the fight, but there were people who saw that happen. That must mean one kid told a teacher what exactly happened, and then she got in trouble, but they never told her who told them, so she probably think it's me.
Listen, I never told anybody about that stupid fight.
I said before Karen interrupted my sentence. Before she could even do anything, a teacher saw it, or at least someone stopped her before she could do any real damage. "Karen, shouldn't you be getting home?" he said to her. Karen decided to ignore him and left. He didn't ask if I was okay. I didn't care, though. I just wanted to go home. Before I went home, though, I decided to visit my cousin. His house wasn't really that far away from the school I went to, so I would easily walk there.
Really, Kyle? You still got this garage sale still up?
I said to him in confusion.
How else am I going to get money? After all, I got fired from my last job.
Kyle said with a slight chuckle.
Why don't you work at Mickey D's? Across the street?
I asked.
Now, why the hell would I work at McDonald's? It's not even a successful job at all. Not to mention, its food tastes like soap.
Kyle said.
Because I'll be able to get free food.
We both died of laughter.
Anyway, you still have that Wii?
I asked him. Me and Kyle used to play on that Wii U 24/7. Every time we came to his house, we would always play Wii Sports.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Well, can I have it?
I asked him. He told me.
Sure, but that's gonna cost you all $10.
I handed him my $10 in exchange for the Wii U. Before I was going to go home, he said,
"If you see me named Eteled, destroy the Wii."
Kyle warned.
You're so full of shit, Kyle.
I replied. Once I got home, I went to bed early. Then I woke up. It was 11:58 p.m. Before I went to bed, I set the Wii up. I was looking at it from my blurry vision. I decided to play it. I turned it on, I grabbed the Wii remote, and I pressed the Me channel. Once I got there, at first the screen was black, then it showed the peaceful Me channel theme, song, and everything, until the screen was glitching. Maybe it was because the device was so old. But then while it was glitching, it was flashing words that I could barely even read, due to the fact that it was flashing in a matter of seconds. Then the screen went black, and then it finally showed the cheerful, normal Me channel. The only thing that wasn't normal was this weird Me. He was extremely pale with brown hair and with some sort of red sweater. His hair was covered with wires, and his hair was also bloody. The me was laughing uncontrollably. I was a bit startled, but I wasn't scared. But this was just only the beginning to the most terrifying experiences of my life.